Welcome to my BreadTube channel. My name is Carter. And today we're going to be talking about how Marx was bi. Left is when no jokes. What do you think it would take for most countries to turn on the U.S. for the U.S. to be poor?
It just ends up in more dangerous, illegal ones.
As long as the U.S. has money and military, everyone will be on the U.S.'s side. Or maybe, I mean, like, changing the global currency being USD could help, by the way. Yeah, denuclearization, yeah.
That will kill more women.
But I mean, there's even people in the world who don't like countries that have nukes, right? I don't think that matters as much as we think, because mutually assured destruction. So, yeah, I don't know if it'll ever happen, but USD is the currency.
There's too many
Similar
kids.
Position or
There's
what?
too many kids in foster care. Stop bringing more
I think
kids
that's a
into
big
the world and
step.
help the ones that are here
The
right
moment
now.
you don't make the currency of like global trade USD, which is currently happening, the US loses a lot of power, right? Because we dictate that money and how much it's worth, right? I think switching the currency from USD to a bunch of other shit would help a lot, right? Like, what else is something that would help? That's probably like the biggest one. Changing the currency that we use is a giant one, or the world, I guess, trade, right? There's a reason the USD is global currency. You're right. Stability that is upheld by what, right? So it takes a lot for that to stop being it. So that's like a big shift. Yeah, it's upheld by bombs. Exactly. So if you can figure out how to demilitarize America, then I guess that'd be a shift. But I mean, it's already shifting, right? If it's so stable, why is it already shifting? I mean, the Chinese dollar is probably going to overtake it at some point. The Chinese dollar is entirely dependent on the U.S. That's not true at all. Wait, what? China has one of the most self-sufficient economies in the world. China's the growth comes from external factors, right? But China could be cut off from the whole world and sustain internally. China is like one of the lowest importing countries in the world. Their importation, like every year they cut it. Wait. Oh, XQC, China's economy collapses at the U.S. purchasing. Okay, but a collapse in China is vastly different than a collapse in America, right? A collapse in America, we starve. A collapse in China, they just stop growing.
Yes.
If China collapsed, I think America would be. If we stop purchasing from China, America would face far larger consequences than China. For example, China has almost, I think they almost don't have any deficit in their imports to exports, meaning they are exporting mainly surplus when it comes to like food or oil or anything that's like necessities, right? They don't export at like any necessities. They also have massive farming operations. They also have fucking bullet trains all over the to move their citizens if they need to, right? America would definitely hurt, but American economy could survive without China, but not vice versa. You're just making shit up, right? You're just making shit up. That's not true at all. No one believes that. No economist, unless you maybe ask like some xenophobic economist, believes that. No one believes that. Bro, China has like planned shit into the future. You know that, right? They plan for recessions. I'm not saying China's like the best place. Well, China's probably like going to be one day. It's not the best place in the world. They do bad things, right? But China is self-sufficient. We're not. America imports like so many things that we're reliant on. It's insane. Dog, we import water sometimes from like Africa. Like purified water. American economy is entirely fine and self-sufficient before China was on the world stage. That doesn't prove anything. Why? Because we went from exploiting South America and Mexico and other countries like that, the global South, to using the cheap labor. China made it more favorable to put all our focus on them, right? We weren't self-sufficient. We just exploited Mexico and Chile and Peru. Where do you think we got most of our stuff? Right? And also, it's almost like we got rid of that, right? Do you not understand that? Exploited, yes. Exploited. Exploited. What do you mean? Do you not think it's exploitation when we take something from you and give you a tiny little fraction of the value that it's worth because you don't have a choice? Otherwise, we will invade your country. Is that not exploitation? You do it or die? Yeah, extortion, exploitation. Pick a word. Invade? Bro, you need to brush up on your Latin American history. How many coups do you think the CIA has facilitated in Latin America because of a default? Yes, the U.S. was invading Mexico. Bro, we literally did. Do you not know about the Mexican Revolution? We literally did. We did a diplomatic invasion. Wait, a coup is a form of invasion. It's called an insurgency. We facilitate it. We may not be doing it ourselves. We're not sending American soldiers, but we're funding radicals. Yeah, also, where did Texas come from? Or New Mexico. It's called New Mexico. Dog, this is just history. Dog, I suggest you read anything about the Mexican Revolution. Right? Anything. An invasion does not imply American boots on the ground. An invasion implies an imperialistic action. It can be a lot of things. You can have a cultural invasion, right? An economic invasion. Invasion implies that the U.S. is facilitating in the favor of the U.S. to seek a political goal, is facilitating some action that benefits the outside, the outside like country, right? So, for example, America in the Mexican Revolution set in like a lot of people to like establish like embassy in Mexico City and set up like a strong, we'll call it an American stronghold. That was favored because it seemed as if we were supporting the revolution, right? Yes, every country out there is doing imperialism. Yes, you're correct. Cold black ice. Literally, yes. And every single political scientist will agree with that. Yes, that is called being a country. Yes, imperialism exists. There is maybe like 3 or 4 countries that don't do imperialism because they can't. They have no means to do it because they're an open air prison, right? Palestine, for example, can't do imperialism because espionage, influencing position equals invasion. Yes. Yes. It's called imperialism. China is doing imperialism, but not to the U.S., right? Because the U.S. actively puts propaganda. China does not invade the U.S. China is called a defensive of an imperial action, right? It's called retaliatory, meaning that the China sees that America, so much xenophobic propaganda in America. You probably like think there's still like a genocide going on, or you probably still believe like they'll beat you if you say you hate Xi or some shit, or that there's no freedom of press. Yet we watch fucking like American people talk shit about China while in China all the time on YouTube. On YouTube. You probably think that, right? But in reality, China's just doing action to make it so that they're anti-propaganda because they know America's strongest thing is brain rot. You've obviously fell prey to it, right? You obviously think America is like somehow better or different than most countries in the world, right? China has an aggressive espionage, rampant theft of IP, has spies in the U.S. betting legislators. What do you think America's doing? Hey, what's America doing? Dog, at least China's not fucking melting brown kids in Afghanistan. Melting them into fucking sand with predator drones. Also, IP theft is dumb. IP theft is, what are you talking about? China develops most of it, and then an American will take it from China. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You need to prove it to me. Prove it to me, right? Exactly my point. By the definition of invaded, every fucking country is invading the other. Yes, they are, and it's well studied. There's different forms of invasion, some morally more wrong than the other, some preventable and some not, okay? Yes, it's called imperialism. You should look it up. Yes. Different severity, right? There's a big difference between like militaristic imperialism, right? Like bombing Afghanistan, facilitating a genocide in Yemen, right? Versus a little bit of, propaganda or political, trying to sway the politics, right? China invading the economies of Latin American countries and neighboring. Yeah, bro, it's called imperialism. Yes. And the U.S. The difference is the severity. When you don't pay a U.S. loan, we kill your leader and install a dictator. Okay? When you don't pay a Chinese loan, they don't do anything except for help you pay it back. Or they send in people, right? But they won't install a new government. They'll fucking force elections. Like actual elections. And this is historically proven. Help you pay it back. Building infrastructure is helping pay you back. See, you're just putting stuff in quotes, but you don't know what you're talking about. Bro, do I have to need to provide articles? Do you need sources? What will it take to change your mind? I mean, you could just watch any of my VODs, dog. We talk about this a lot. China is not the best country in the world, but to pretend that it's not better than America is fucking crazy on the global stage. What happens when you don't pay a Chinese loan? I could tell you. What happens? Right? What happens when you don't pay a Chinese loan? You end up paying a little bit more back, but China will either force an election, right? Or limit your trade capability. You know what America does? Sends in the fucking CIA to coup your government and install a dictator that is in favor of it. Bro, we make you another state. Or our bitch. Wait, building infrastructure, aka enslaving Latin American economy slowly over time, Chinese money buying more and more of a country. Buying more of a country is better than fucking killing it. I never said the U.S. is blameless. Do you not understand the implications of what you're saying, though? Do you not understand there's a thing called implication, right? You were saying, well, China's doing it, this bad thing. The implication is, well, someone must be doing it better. And I'm telling you, no. I'm not cherry picking. It's called implication. If there is someone in front of my gun and I shoot the gun, what is the implication? I'm fucking shooting someone. Right? If you're standing in front of my gun and I pull the trigger, I'm shooting you. There's an implication there. We're saying that China doesn't even have a gun. They're just telling you. The implication is you're shooting a gun in public, just saying, you're right. What is the risk, right? I should do that. What is the next action, right? What can I say happens or follows? China doesn't have a gun in comparison, right? In comparison. We're making comparisons here, right? But you know the risk and rewards. Wait, what are you talking about? Risk and reward of what? If America comes and offers you a loan and you don't take it, your country's just going to get cooed. All of a sudden, turns out you guys have weapons of mass destruction. Oh, you guys have some oil? Damn, we just discovered there's a terrorist that we have to invade your country over. There's a terrorist in here. We also found out you have a giant oil reserve. Guess what it's time to do? Invade your fucking country. Odd. It's weird that this guy appeared, right? That's weird, dog. That's so weird. Hey, what country has China done that to? I'm just wondering, what country did China make up a terrorist to drone strike and invade? On the other side of the world, by the way, right? What country thousands of miles away? Oh, right, because the U.S. has invaded Venezuela for the oil reserves? We literally did. What do you mean? What do you mean? We literally did! We literally did! We actually did! We had boots on the fucking ground in Venezuela. There is military people who were on the ground in Venezuela. No, wait, yeah, John Bolton talked about this on, like, Fox News. For oil? No, it was for Venezuelan women, actually. Because we just love the big-bootied Latin American chicks. No, yeah, you dumbass, it was for fucking oil. To install a government that's in favor of us. So that we can then take their oil, because Venezuela nationalized their oil, saw massive growth in their economy. We're like, whoa, 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 whoa. You aren't selling it to us for cheap anymore. Hey. No, I don't think so. Have you met my friend, the heart attack gun? And all of a sudden, there's boots on the ground because Venezuela has a vicious dictator. Bro, what about Salvador Allende? What about the Vietnam War? Vietnam War wasn't because we actually wanted to get oil, cheap labor, right? The French asked for our help because the French were exploiting Vietnam for extremely cheap labor, okay? Extremely cheap labor in Vietnam. So the French is like, hey, man, we found this fascist. We can't help them. Can you help us? And America was like, oh, a fascist? Oh, he's not favorable at all. No one fucking likes him. Here's some guns. Oh, the guns wasn't enough? Okay, we'll send in troops, bro. We'll draft time, baby. We go into Vietnam and get fucking smoked. The leader of communist Vietnam at the time, Ho Chi Minh, wrote a letter saying to the American people saying, any American is welcome to come to Vietnam. We do not hold it against your soldiers. Your soldiers are committing atrocities, but if anybody wants to defect, we will gladly take them in. We understand that you are not your government. It's like one of the nicest like letters you would ever see. It doesn't say please stop or anything. All it says is, we understand you're doing what your government is like. Your government is fighting an unjust war. You don't have a choice. Look up the letter from Ho Chi Minh. You can find it.
Will be much more open.
Here you go. One of the world's like most favorite economists right now.
To Chinese oil companies coming there. They have never combined their investment with imperialistic view. You know, when I was Minister of Finance, I had a very interesting experience with COSCO, one of the Chinese national companies that in the end bought the port of Piraeus.
Costco? Huh?
When I moved into the ministry, I found a contract from the previous government that they had already sold the port of Piraeus for a pittance and other ridiculous conditions to the Chinese, under the guidance, of course, of the European Union and the International Monetary Fund as well. And in other words, as a minister, I was bound to a particular deal that was terrible for Greece.
You know, I'm making
and
a
I
joke.
went to the Chinese and
discussed
it with them. And I was really astonished. I said to them, look, you're paying too little. You're not committing to a sufficient level of investment. And you are treating our workers as fodder. You are effectively subcontracting labor to horrible companies that exploit the workers. And I can't deal with this. Effectively, I proposed to them to renegotiate the contract. So instead of getting 67% of the shares of the port, they would get with the same price 51. The remaining shares would go into the Greek pension fund system in order to bolster the capitalization of the public pensions. Secondly, I want you to commit to 180 million euros of investment within 12 months. And thirdly, proper collective bargaining with the trade unions and no subcontracting of labor. And to my astonishment, they said, okay. Can you imagine?
So, if you didn't understand what he said, he just said that the action that comes with an IMF or a Western loan is that which destroys your country. Or that what comes with a Chinese loan is that which builds your country up and builds a relationship. It is a relationship building tool. Whereas a loan for thing is a tool of exploitation, of extortion. Right? If you don't take the IMF loan, we find a reason to bomb you. If you don't take the Chinese loan, they move the fuck on and make it look better for someone next to you so that you want to take it. Right? They do the art. Bro, Donald Trump, they do the art of the deal, dog. They go to your neighbor and be like, look what you're missing out on, bro. We just gave them a killer fucking deal. Look what you're missing out on. Right? Build your country up is under the guise of that, yes, but the loan repayments over time are increasingly unattainable. They're not. They're not. Right? I want you to look in Africa. We have proof of this. In Africa, there's not a single country to default on their loan yet. Right? Not a single one, a Chinese loan. Because China went in and built their facilities, their roads, built high-speed rail, all of that shit in Africa. Not high-speed rail, but trains, public transport. They've been building it constantly so that there is a much bigger chance that they build a relationship because they know Africa is going to catch up to the world. And they know that there's way bigger chance that you pay us back if you can actually make the money, right? You can make the money if you actually have infrastructure. If you have to build the roads and give us your, well, in Africa it'd be cobalt, right? Or mine or whatever, your emeralds. You're not going to be able to do both, right? You only have so many workers. You can't do both. So China's like, listen, bitch, I'll come in and I'll build your roads, I'll build your infrastructure, right? You focus on paying back what we want. Because they know that the cobalt is more valuable than the fucking road they're building. Or the houses they're building. Or the new facilities. Just like they're building a relationship. Oh, bro. That's called, you know what you've just done, right? You've just moved the goalpost or changed subjects, bro. You've just pivoted. You've just done a fucking U-turn. You've just pulled the e-brake and U-turned. No, you fucking moved the goalpost, dog. You can't respond to what I'm telling you, so you just move. You just change subjects. Just change subjects, right? Yeah, what the fuck does a Uyghur have to do with the loan? Also, the Uyghur genocide or entrapment or whatever stopped in 2019, before COVID even hit. This is verified by Western outlets, by America, okay? The genocide also killed less people than die in American jails. Fun fact, right? I'm putting China on a pedestal? No, I'm putting China in reality. I'm doing what's called agitprop. I'm propagating you against the American system, right? I'm literally just telling you how China does it in relation to America. That is not pedestaling. I'm giving you fucking reality. If you want to talk about the bad things China does, of course, right? If we want to talk about like the social injustice in China, LGBT rights, racial rights, of course, lots of bad things. Government overreach occasionally. Yes. Right? Of course. 100%. Yes. I agree. But those things come over time. America is a leader in social movements. We are. Because we are a melting pot, right? But as China becomes more wealthy, and as more people move to China, and as China becomes more of a melting pot, so will the social movements. They will come with it. Okay? That is something that comes with time. All right? It's just, it blows my mind. Like, bro, you're so deep into the brain rot. No state is good. Every state does bad things, right? But only thing you can do is compare, right? Carter, you can't do a China-USA comparison when you give China due credit without writing China bad as big as fuck on your screen. Yeah, like, I just, it blows my point, right? It just makes, it proves my point, right? If I don't expressly go every state is bad, you automatically assume I'm defending China. No, I'm just saying if I have to put my chips on the table, okay, if I have to bet on someone to take the world into a better place for the majority of people, I'm going to bet on China. I'm going to do everything in my power to bet on China. Because I think America is beyond saving. I think America is fascist. This is in the context, right, of what would it take for America to no longer, for people to not respect America. And I think that thing is China, right? I think that thing that takes the balls away from America is called China. Betting on China to bring the world to a better place? Why are you laughing? Give me, how do you think America would? Listen, Cold Black Guys, I invite you to talk to me in Discord. You can. Well, actually, no, I have something I'm doing in 30 minutes. Never mind, I don't have time. Show me one place where you think America is. Where is America bringing overall for workers or for anybody? Where? You just can't laugh. Tell me. Come on. Tell me. What is America doing to bring the world to a better place? Tell me. I'm sure the rest of the world's countries would agree on this. No, but a lot of them do. The reason the rest of the world countries don't agree on this is because they're fucking propagated by America, the global hegemon. You think Ukraine is going to bring the world to a better place? What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm going to prison. Woo!
There's a reason the world turns to the US when the shit hits the fan, because we made no other option. Okay? What do you mean? There's a reason we run to police in America when there's anything that goes wrong, right? Any crime. Even though some crimes we know would be handled by a social worker instead of the fucking police. Black Americans get shot way more disproportionately because they don't have any other option. There's no community that they can go to or help or anything. They get shot. Bro, you have to come to America because you don't have a fucking option. More humanitarian aid given to the U.S. than any other country. What countries do we give that humanitarian aid to? What countries? What countries? Yeah, like Israel, brother, which is currently facilitating an open-air prison, okay? An apartheid state. What other countries? Ukraine? Cold, you're just moving the goalpost forever. I'm asking you, what is a good thing? What is a good direction America is heading? Because right now, America is heading towards fascism. Every single person who is not a conservative political science fucking weirdo is going to tell you 1,000% America is on its way to rival any other fascist regime in the world in history. We just had a president who tried to literally do an insurrection. Wait, I didn't say China was doing humanitarian aid, did I? I didn't say loans is a... Bro, providing loans is not humanitarian aid. It's called economic imperialism, brother, and I just think that they're doing it a little bit less shitty than America or the IMF. That's it. These things aren't black or white. Do you think it's more beneficial? Yes, you did. You start off going off China, building up other countries. Yes, they are, so that they can make their money back and build a relationship. They do both cultural and economic imperialism. Man, this is what not reading any theory does to a motherfucker. Okay? Like not like even baseline theory. Not even that. I think this is America, right? This is American brain rot, okay? This is what you've been told, or Western, right? If you just live in the West, or any country that favors America. But yeah, I was asking Siri for help. I actually don't need Siri to help because I've read a fucking book, Okay? I've actually read a book in my life. All right? Cold black ice. I've actually read a book, right? Or looked into things. I've actually done research. It's called, right? So here. If you want to go to the who's more good route, U.S. has given more money to Ukraine than any other country. Cold black ice. This is a pretty simple thing. Why do you think that is? Why do you think? Because remember, all countries are bad, right? Why do you think America has given more money to Ukraine? Yeah, why? I'm asking you why. I didn't ask if there's incentive. We know there's incentive, but why? Why? Because I would argue that the incentive is worse than us doing it at this point. In the beginning, yes, I agree. Fight off the imperialistic action of Russia was probably good. But why do you think we continue to give them more and more money? There's lots of countries around them helping them. But why do you think we choose to give them the most money? Why? They push back on Russia because no other country can do so. Bro, if it was a pushback on Russia, why don't we just have boots on the ground? Why don't other countries do it? They're closer there. Doesn't Europe have way more incentive? Why do you think? I mean, I can tell you why, because the State Department has essentially all said that. I'll tell you why. If you've read any of this thing, because it's complicated? No, it's not. Because Ukraine has a shitload of oil, and we want them to favor the West. So what do? We give them a shitload of weapons and stuff, and then you know what happens? Hopefully Ukraine stays up, and then we get to take it for cheap because they owe us billions of dollars in weapons. If you think we're just giving it to them because we're nice, nah, bitch. There is a receipt coming. There is a fucking invoice coming for every javelin, right? Every single javelin is coming, bro. Every single one, all right? Every single one we're keeping track. Every dollar we've given to them, we know there's going to be it is 100% because we want to own Ukraine. Yeah, also, exactly. Another thing is we want to facilitate this war, right? Another thing is we hate Russia, right? We hate Russia because Russia can, to a degree, compete with America. So it's in our best interest to facilitate the war in Ukraine so that Russia keeps losing troops and hemorrhaging and build dissent like we did in the USSR in their country, right? Therefore, Russia will collapse and we lose another enemy.
You can ride anything in the world, a plane.
This is all bad things. China ain't doing shit, dog. What are you... Like, it blows my mind that you can be like, oh, America helping Ukraine is good.
Etc., but chose to ride
in the beginning, yes. But the continued support is obviously a farce. Like, because Russia's going to collapse. Eventually, Russia's going to collapse. They can't. Their dollar is being propped up by fucking fairy dust. Okay? No one... They're like... It's gonna collapse. There's no shot. Sorry, I missed that. Chatter, you could ride anything in the world, a plane, a car, a bike, horse, carousel, a bike, but you chose to ride America's cock. Just because America gives money doesn't mean America is good. You called the U.S. fascist, but pushed Azov to extinction. Bro. I believe in supporting Ukraine. I do. I really do. But I think sending money and sending weapons is terrible without training, right? And also without checks. Meaning that America shouldn't just be blindly selling them because there is a Nazi nationalist holdout in Ukraine. There is. I mean, just like there is in America. But we should make it very apparent if we want to be the good guys that, hey, we'll train you, but we will not train the Azov Battalion. Anybody who's ever been a member of the Azov Battalion, anything. If we see aid going to them, you're cut off. Right? Fully agreed without checks plus training. You're right, but America's not doing that. Hey, what did I just say was better that China does? Right? Let's make a comparison here. America does no checks and just hopes you figure the fuck out. China, when doing something, guess what the fuck they do? They build your infrastructure, bro. They do those checks. They set a 5-year plan. America plans 1 week in advance. Maybe tomorrow our government sometimes shuts down because we didn't plan. Our government literally shuts down because we don't plan a day in advance. Often, like every few years. Build your infrastructure. Why the fuck do you think China is doing that? To build relationships. Not to enslave the people. They're self-sufficient. Much more so than America is. Right? Long-term growth. Yeah, exactly. How do you think America did it? We did it a different way, right? We went in and bombed your country and then go, oh no, you need to rebuild your country? Here, we got you. Why do you think like most of Europe is in favor of America? Right? Because in World War II, we leveled Germany. And most of the countries that were part of, you know, the Axis. We fucking leveled them. And then post-World War II, we're like, oh my God, brother, do you guys need a little help build? Oh, you need a new house? Oh, we'll build that house for you. Who could have blown this up? Oh no, who could have done this? This is so bad. This is so bad. Oh, who could have done this, brother? Right? Oh no. Japan surrenders in World War II. And we're like, no. We really want to drop these nukes. No, we don't accept your surrender. Here's a nuke. Oh, that one wasn't that good. Let's try again. Oh, here's another one. All right, we'll see. We'll accept your surrender now. Also, it looks like we just nuked your fucking country. What if we, I don't know who would have done that. We'll rebuild it for you. We'll help you out. We got you. We got your back, bro. We'll help you build it up. Instead of just doing it so that you can pay our loan back, we'll help you build it up. Well, oof, that's crazy that you got nuked. That's insane, brother. That's an L. Oh, shouldn't have gotten nuked, I guess.
Tap a 200 a little cheer of support for your mental health.
Wait, builds relationships like building the islands out in the South Pacific? Why do you think they're doing that? Why? Do you put any critical, like, bro, this is critical thinking. Wait, moving the goalpost, constantly seeing everything through the anti-US tinted glass, lazy arguing? Bro, anti-US glass means reality. You mean seeing things as they are? Anti-US. How is anything I'm saying anti-US? It's called reality. Anyways, back to my example. Okay? Back to my example. The US is Vegeta. Okay? The beginning of Dragon Ball, right? Or Dragon Ball Z. The US is Vegeta. And Goku must train and defend himself, okay? He's got to go further beyond, okay? So what does he do? He trains and he does shit because Vegeta's a bad dude, okay? Bad dude. Early Vegeta. Bad guy, okay? Goku is the US or is China. So he builds fucking islands around him because they know otherwise the US will keep taking an inch, motherfucker, trying to get in closer. It's called defensive action, right? Vegeta. Vegeta is the best redemption arc. That's why I said America's Vegeta, because I think America can be saved. I think America has the most potential to be the best country on earth, right? When I mean potential, I don't mean the likelihood. I just mean potential as in like, if it burned the fuck down, right? Like America would have to burn the fuck down because we have a giant melting pot, right? We are. America is a giant melting pot. We have so many different cultures, so many different people. Like, we have so much different things to help America truly lead the world in a lot of things that we have in social issues, but never, ever in like anything outside of just internal social issues. We've never led the world in anything, ever. I mean, we lead it in economics, but that's because we blow shit. We blow shit up. If you don't listen to us, you die.
Don't be absurd! It's enough because you're losing! You've come here to destroy us! You're going to have to finish what you started! Here it comes! A little going away present for you!
How can America be saved? Pray, please tell. By burning it down. Why are you still in America? Do I have a... Where am I going to go? Maybe because I care about my family here, right? Am I not allowed to? Maybe I want to make the world a better place for them and my fellow Americans, right? Is that not a good enough reason? Maybe I do want to make this place a better place for them, right? Isn't that fair? I would consider myself more patriotic than you, right? I have more pride. I care about my fellow countrymen. That's why I argue what I do. How are you doing that? By educating people like you. By actively talking against the evils and atrocities that we commit. That you couldn't do remotely. You wouldn't listen to me. You'd be like, you're not even American, right? Right? I have to have skin in the game, don't I? Also, how the fuck am I going to go anywhere else, you dumbass? You're the type of motherfucker that probably gets mad at Mexicans who come to America. And then you go, just go somewhere else. The Mexicans did that and you're probably like, go back to your country. Aren't you? Right? Someone comes to America illegally and you're like, go back to your country. Do you understand the fucking dumbass? Like, what kind of mental gymnastics is this shit? Okay? You can't just leave. That's not how, there is borders. I'm sorry. Okay? Plenty of countries you go to. Tell me one. Tell me one country I could go to without immigration. Where could I just illegally immigrate to? Right? Tell me one. By the way, it can't be too expensive because I don't have enough money to buy a plane ticket. I'm not that expensive, or I'm not that rich. They're pretty expensive right now. Tell me one. Tell me one I could make it to. The UK. I just said I can't buy a plane ticket. I can't afford a fucking $1,500 flight. What am I going to fucking swim? Am I going to swim? Also, what immigration... Bro, do you think there's no immigration policy in the UK? I'm not moving the goalpost. I said, how am I going to get there? I just told you. No, that's not moving the goalpost. That's reality. Oh my God, brother. Immigration is not as easy as just moving. That's why people shit on people who say that. Because that's the dumbest shit anybody's ever heard. Ever. 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 You can't just move. What does moving require? Money, time, right? Immigration. As soon as you point out that I can still help people streaming internationally, you suddenly say I can't afford a plane ticket. No, I said I can't afford a plane ticket because I can't move, right? Because that was your thing. You said just move, and I said I can't. I also talked about the fact that I have more skin in the game. I'm not a child. I'm okay.
Can I say something? I have immigrated to 2 countries. Ukraine to Australia and Australia to the US. I just say it's extremely hard to immigrate to another country. I don't know if you want to do a little bit of Googling. It takes 5 minutes. Extremely hard. Very expensive. I mean, even to get the chance to immigrate, to have somebody sponsor you.
This chatter is getting off on this, right?
It is like, it is impossible. I mean, listen, it is, what? Like, I don't know how you could say just move. What do you mean? How? Aware of how it is? Like, you have to get, like, you know, like paperwork. People have to sponsor you. What do you mean?
Okay. Outside of that, cold black ice, how easy would it be? Just move states. How easy would it be for you to just move states even, right? Well, you have to find a new job. What if you live paycheck to paycheck, right? Just move is the dumbest thing anybody could ever say, right? And do you not understand? I didn't change the goalpost, right? What I said, I gave you multiple reasons. There is a thing called multiple reasons, more than one. Duality, right? If I moved out of the US, I'm now away from my family, okay? I have less reason to be listened to, credibility about when talking about the US, right? And you can't just move to another country and stay there. You can't. It's very fucking hard. It's expensive. It requires all sorts of immigration. They have to approve your immigration. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. You've got a fat for a $5 to $6 grand streaming setup. Do you know my computer was given to me by Will Neff, and this was bought? My entire audio setup was bought for me by a chatter. Did you know that? Fun fact. Everything in my the only things I've bought with my own money was given to me was this 2 monitors, maybe $500, $600. I've built a lot of computers. I've had money to do it. My computer I have now was given to me by Will Neff. You know how many immigrate to the U.S. every year? Okay, you're not making a point. This doesn't prove anything, right? I do, because I live with someone who did. Okay. And I saw the process, and I'm telling you right now, the vast majority of people who move to the US are very privileged, right? Very, very privileged. The average person in the world cannot immigrate. This doesn't change the fact that I can't just move, right? Why are you telling me to leave America when I have just as much stake as you? Am I not allowed to talk bad about it? Is somebody who's in a country not allowed to talk bad about it and want to improve it? Can't I see America as I want to make it better, right? I did not pull that out of my ass. The vast majority of people have to have some form of privilege, right? We just said, how much do you think it costs to immigrate to America? Oh, I can tell you because I fucking did it. It's like $5,000 or $6,000 to apply for immigration status, okay? Depending if you get a lawyer. That's privilege, you fucking dumbass. And along with that, you have to get a doctor's appointment. Costs lots of money, right? You have to get a immigration doctor. Has to literally do a blood work on you. Has to do a full physical. You have to go 2 or 3 times. There's only a few in the United States. You then have to go to a UCIS office. You have to meet with them, do an interview, come back, do another interview. You're telling me that's not privilege to have the ability to do that? Most people can't even take a week off. Most people live paycheck to paycheck, right? Sorry. Because you rant and rave about burning it down, big bad evil, yes, so awful, oh my God, but merely stay here with no plan to leave. I mean, I do actually have a plan to leave. I actually do, right? Yes, because I think burning it down would lead to a better place for everyone, right? I wish more people could just leave. Most people don't have the option, you fucking dumbass. How is it? How are you so dense? How is this not making sense to you? The reason I want to burn it down is because I think everyone's life would get better. It would be better for everyone. I have family here. I grew up here. I have a care for the land. I have an attachment, right? I've always had a plan to leave, but my plan to leave is not because I'm getting away from America, okay? It's not, my plan to leave is not because I want to get away from America. It's because I care about my girlfriend and her family, and I want to spend time with them, right? But I still care deeply about America because my whole family lives here, okay? My whole family lives here, okay? Cold, why do I have to leave if I want to improve America? That doesn't make any sense, right? Why can't I just can't win an argument, better whip out the ad hominems? No, I called you a fucking dumbass, bro, because you are. Because you won't answer a single question I have. You won't. Listen, there's 400 other people that have watched you fucking dodge around. You're dancing around, okay? Listen, I've answered your questions. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Okay. Why do I have to leave the country if I want to improve it? Why should I have to abandon my family? Right? I'm not conveniently ignoring him, bro. I just opened it. I just opened it. Because you rant and rave about burning it down, big bad evil US. Oh my God, but merely staying here, no plan to live. This doesn't answer my question, right? This doesn't answer my question. When I go, I have friends, family here. I care deeply about America, and I want to improve it. And I think the only way we lead to improvement is by installing a new system, right? A system that is not racist, a system that does not bomb people in the
America
Middle
more
East,
than any
a
other
system
country
that
in the
does
world,
not
and exactly
make
for
it
this
hard
reason,
to
I
immigrate
insist on the right
or
to criticize or
hard to
perpetuate
immigrate
James
out,
Baldwin.
right? A system that truly rewards its citizen. Why is it that when I say these things, I'm told to leave, right? Does that make sense? Why is it that I'm told to leave? Why are you telling me to leave when I want to make it better for everyone? Right? Because you don't like the way that I want to make it better? So you're a better person than I am? What kind of fucking main character syndrome is that? I care to improve it, burn it all down. Yes, because it cannot be improved in the way that it currently exists. Right? Do you not believe that sometimes you have to rebuild things? When you're building a bridge and it breaks and falls apart, what do? You rebuild it, right? You rebuild it. Anything, right? When something falls apart or doesn't work anymore, you put it back together, right? Yeah, you fucking burn it down to make it better. You have to. You fix it, you improve it, you don't burn it to the ground. We've tried that and it hasn't worked, okay? We've tried that for 200 years and we still have fucking slavery. We still have fucking slavery. What an asinine thing to say. No, you just have never looked into it. You've never thought about it critically, ever. Ever in your life, right? My parents' house has problems, better burn it to the ground. No, but if your parents' house has termites or it keeps going or the frame is broken, yes. You tear it down. If it's built on a bad foundation and it's sliding into the river, yes. Yes. If your house is going to slide into the river, what do? You build a better foundation. You start over. You don't even have to start all the way over. That's not what we're saying. No one is saying return to Monkey. No one is saying that. All we're saying is that we need a new constitution, right? And we need to abolish unjust systems, right? There's a lot of shit. My government has problems. Better burn it to the ground. Ironically, you talk about the US doing this to other countries, yet you justify doing it to your own. Because when you burn down other countries, it's in... Bro. Because that's like somebody taking a bulldozer and pushing your house into the river. Say your house had a decent foundation and your neighbor shows up with a bulldozer and fucking bulldozes your house. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Actually stupid? There's a big difference between your house sliding into the river and your neighbor pushing it in. That's like me crashing my car versus someone crashes into me. I don't understand. What is the difference? Obviously that one was your fault and something you handle internally, and the other one was someone else being a cunt. I just don't understand how, like, this is just the most basic. Bro, I believe in burning down the entire idea of, like, the Western world and the way that it functions. I'm against capitalism, bro. Capitalism it has killed more and is more harmful to anything. Since the Industrial Revolution, there's been no need for capitalism, and yet we live in it. Okay? Ad hominems part 2. Insulting you is not an ad hominem, because I'm not using that to delegitimize whatever you're trying to say. I'm attacking your arguments, but I'm just thinking your arguments are built on the fact that you're a fucking idiot. That's it. Because I don't think you've ever read this. Like, you're saying things that are damaging to people, right? I'm just being an asshole. I'm not. You know nothing about all politicians. I despise them equally. Okay, you're a centrist then. Hey.
Oh, shit. Chat, I forgot. Oh, hello, Carl.
Hey. Hey.
What's up?
Hey.
We've just been, we're coming off of doing a fast food tier list, so
I'm yelling at a chatter.
Huh?
I'm yelling at a chatter.
Oh, I heard you got a little locked on yelling at chatter.
Yeah, I'm still yelling at them.
Nice. Well, you know,
Do you think
you do all that.
Here's a question. Okay.
Yeah.
If somebody runs into your car, is that the same as you crashing your own car? Like purposely. If like somebody crashes into your car.
Wait.
Okay.
What now?
Okay, imagine you're sitting in your car. Okay?
Yeah.
And somebody just decides to hit your car because they're an asshole. They're America.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're Venezuela.
Yeah.
All right?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
the
So you're
difference
talking
is-
about foreign policy. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like, what if you actually just crash your own car and your car is Venezuela, right? Like, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. I
And
just had to
they're
make
just
sure.
saying like, well, actually, it's fine if that happens, type of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. No, this person was like, you want to burn down and change the American system? Isn't that the same as America burning it down for other countries? It's like, no, because we're doing it out of nefarious. Like, no, no, because we're the we're the car.
Yeah, we're the car. We did.
We're the
we
other
did
car.
thing. I don't know, man. People want so badly to apologize for just like how American empire works.
I love
It's awesome.
imperialism. I love it. It bricks me
so
the
good.
fuck up.